I've just got to try and see if I can actually remember anything that I said yesterday.
So this is take 2.
Do you want me to
hang on? I've just started recording now.
Oh.
Just because otherwise I have to.
Do you edit it afterwards?
No, I don't want to edit it. That's not.
Okay. Hi everyone.
So take 2.
Take 2
of our episode 2 in the Body Victory Diaries. And so Casey is an amazing massage therapist, or advanced clinical massage therapist. And so I just thought it would be nice for you to share the kind of how much more you can get out of massage and touch, to become more connected with your body. And yeah, like we spoke about it yesterday, so we'll just talk about it again today. So maybe if you could just introduce us to this kind of the deeper benefits of kind of massage and what that means for you, like what massage therapy actually means for you.
Yeah, okay. So as Ali said, I'm an advanced clinical massage therapist, which means I treat a lot of pain and chronic pain conditions, as well as relaxation and kind of stress relief. For me, massage is kind of not just about you. It's about how it's also kind of like something that really helps me to kind of keep my kind of flow in life as well. And I've noticed over the last week or so that I haven't actually done any hands-on treatments, that how much I actually really benefit from it as well. So it's a form of meditation. It helps me to focus. I have to be very concentrated when I'm doing my work, and just that physical touch. Human beings are just we can't survive without it in most senses. We're touched from the moment we're conceived, and it's just something that's incredibly beneficial. And it really doesn't, it obviously it's lovely to have that other person touch you and make you feel, and it does make you feel amazing, but it isn't always necessary. We can, in this time, there are going to be loads of you that are kind of, you're on your own, but it's a brilliant time to actually start really coming into contact with yourself. Learning techniques that are going to kind of help you just connect to your body in a way that you've never experienced before, and something that is going to serve you forever.
Do you think that you doing more you doing more meditation and yoga has changed like how you do your therapies? We were saying, sometimes you go to a spa and it doesn't feel very deep. It just feels like, you don't get that much from it. So do you think that the meditation and stuff has helped you?
Yeah. So with the massage industry in this country, we're quite unregulated. So there's, different kind of extents of how much training people have had. I don't discount anyone that works in a spa. They're doing an amazing job and a better job than I could do. I couldn't do that job.
The amount that people, they have to do. Yeah,
exactly. They have to, they're on a, that 9 to 5 package, if you know what I mean. And they have to fit in so many, and it must be so hard to guard yourself against that amount of energy that's coming into a room. But that being said, it's also that they're not really getting paid for what they do.
Yeah, they're not paid enough.
They're not paid enough for giving everything, because it's such energetic work.
Yeah. That's why I would limit how many clients I see in a week, because otherwise I'm not able to give that much.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like unsatisfying, the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And this kind of goes back to your question of meditation and yoga and breathing.
Yeah.
And I mean, since I started training in this, I've it has brought so many more benefits than I could possibly imagine. And one of them has been that real deep connection with who I am. And it's not whole yet. I'm still working on it. But the more I do it, the better my treatments get. Yeah. And the more focused I am, and the better I can help the person that's on the bed. So what I'm doing in this time, because I obviously can't physically touch you, I'm trying to strengthen all of that within me, so that it comes to me, when it comes to you coming to me on my bed, I can actually do so much more. You know what I mean? So this is kind of a still time for me to kind of, you know, get my massage books out, you know, really hone the skills that I've, you know, my husband's loving it.
So lucky.
Massage schools, you know, they're doing loads of lives for us as well, so trying to build our businesses and trying to find ways for us to go online to help and to show you.
I do think this is a time of like to like learn, and also that we don't know what we're going to learn in this time as well. We can have an idea, but like like when you go back to working with people one-to-one, you're going to have so much more to offer, but right now maybe you don't know what that is, because it will kind of drop in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think that there's, you know, there's I suppose in some way, you know, I'm lucky to do the job that I do, because at this point I'm not being called upon greatly in a sense. So I feel like it is my job to make sure that I'm strong and healthy. And
like we were saying yesterday, that was a good point, wasn't it? What we were saying is that everybody has their place, and like some people it's making people laugh, like I said, and for other people it's like you've got a meditation group that you're sharing, and we have to kind of trust that we can't do everything, and kind of, if I'm really good at making people laugh, then now is the time to uplift people. If I'm really good, or if I already have connections, or if I'm already working in the field of going out and helping people right now, then that's where I should be.
Absolutely. And I think also there's something to be said about giving yourself a little time to settle as well. I mean, we've been locked down longer than everybody else, so we self-isolated almost 2 weeks ago, so Wednesday just gone, Wednesday coming will be the 2 weeks. So but even before that I was starting to find myself into that, you know, like trying to kind of get into that pattern, knowing it was coming, but also, you know, we're trying to balance 6 energies in this house, so there are 6 of us, and 2 have come down with the illness, and you know, has been ill, so there's been all these kind of like layers and layers and layers upon which to build, and to which to let go. This is why my meditation group is, I did it for me, to keep focused, something in the morning, something in the evening that just kept me focused, because the rest of the day was just like
some kind of structure, something that is consistent every day.
And I feel that now we're kind of coming down to a bit more of an even plateau, so it feels like I can actually now start structuring my time around those 2 bits.
I'm sure everybody's feeling like that at the moment.
Absolutely. And I think
maybe that's what we've realised, is we're all,
you know, that's something that I keep saying to kind of everyone in the house, is kind of coming to a point when you're in acceptance of what's happening, and to know that we don't have control over a certain, you know, we only have control over how we feel, how we deal with what we're doing, so, and how we kind of respond to the people in our houses. And sometimes, you know, it's hard, hard, especially if they're not where you are, or you know, or they're sick, and you know, you go down that little levels go down, and you feel rough, and you just, you know, everything's shit. So it's hard to deal with all those kind of, you know, and so it's really helpful to just give yourself that space, give yourself that time. It's been a really interesting experience, really interesting. And also those feelings of, you know what, sometimes I've been euphoric. I'm loving part of this. And I'm trying not to kind of feel guilty for that, because, you know, some people are stuck doing stuff that is just so emotionally draining that they would be really pissed off if you weren't.
Well, I think it's important for us to like remember that it's very a basic kind of notion that we all have, is that I can't have think 2 things at once. Like we can have multiple perspectives. So at the same time I can have compassion and understand that, but at the same time I can also feel good for this, and it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like, we can have all these at the same time, and it's kind of underestimating ourselves to think that just because I'm happy doesn't mean it's like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's like
Yeah.
important. So
Right.
what kind of nice, like we spoke about this yesterday, the pressure points for kind of self massage, because that's like we were saying, we touch ourselves quite naturally, like we'll, you know, we were massaging our feet naturally, and yeah, something that we could do.
So something that's really quite simple is your hands.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have, and I meant to research this, so I had a little bit more information for you.
It's all right. You have a lot of info.
You know, we have loads of reflexology points in our hands. Not a reflexologist, but even just building a bit of heat.
Yeah.
Our hands together. Squeeze. So put your palms together.
Yeah.
Hold your hands together. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. Kind of do what feels, you know, what feels good for you at the time.
Some
So
of this stuff as well, it feels like it's too simple for it to work, but it does.
yes,
That's the amazing thing about it, isn't it?
You know, we're kind of built on a world that feels like it should be complicated.
Yeah.
You know, and everything should, you know, it should be a skill we should all learn.
Yeah.
You know, to study, and it's just like, no, actually, we do this all naturally.
Yeah. So what's this that you're doing now? What's the other thing?
So I'm just taking, so with a kind of like a pincery grasp, taking my thumb into the soft pad.
Yeah.
In your hand, and just pulling. So just kind of squeeze and pull.
Is it a technique that you would use for massage?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my things is always to kind of feet and hands.
I love that.
I always kind of do feet and hands and head.
It's surprising, isn't it? Like just how much tension that you carry in the feet and the hands.
So taking that thumb again and just running it in between the bones.
Oh, that feels really nice.
Yeah, we forget about our hands and our feet.
Yeah,
they work so hard for us, and you know, each point kind of correlates to another part of your body. That you know, by doing this in the mornings, it's a really nice way to wake up your internal organs.
Yeah, and it's also, it's like it's bringing you into the body and out of the kind of the head and all the, you know, thoughts.
Again, just taking that thumb, little circles.
And this is actually, you know, even doing it on myself, it feels really good.
Exactly, and I mean, you know, you can, if you do it with your breath, if you really kind of, you know, make a time to sit and you know, focus your time on that. This is your task, this is what you're going to do today. Do you know what I mean? Take 5 minutes out of your day. You know, if you've got some oil, lovely, can be olive oil, can be any type of oil really, just as long as it's something that's, you know, edible. Possibly don't go to vegetable oil, so kind of sunflower oil.
Coconut oil?
Coconut oil, yeah. Anything your body sees as food, vegetable food. So
olive oil?
Yeah, olive oil, yeah. And use a little bit of that, just a tiny bit on your. It's not working.
Back.
So again with that thumb, so we're doing little circles around our hand.
Yeah.
Just working up into all those little pads on our fingers. Same thing. So when you're doing it, you'll probably be sitting like this.
Yeah.
You know? So you know, look at each one, focus on it. You can take a moment to give it a squeeze. You know, do that. If you feel like it, you know, say thank you to your hand. You know what I mean? Like, give it some gratitude.
Yeah.
Remember that
this is definitely a time of realizing how much we take for granted.
Yeah. These little fingers are connected to you, and they do something. So maybe I'll do a little video on that, because that's quite nice.
Yeah. Definitely, that sounds good.
But yeah, and then just, you know, do the other side, work your way up your arm. You will naturally want to continue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just do whatever your body feels like it needs. Touch those bits of yourself that you don't remember. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually attached to all these parts of my body.
Yeah. And it just kind of, it reminds you that I find that a lot of the time, we're, especially us being cooped up at the moment, it'll be more intense, but we're trying to look for pleasure from kind of things like TV or like consuming basically. But sometimes that pleasure is actually needed from things like touch and like sensual experiences.
And quiet and
Yeah,
silent. And
yeah,
that's another thing that I'm trying to come a bit more into contact with, because I've always got a podcast on, or I've got the radio on, or I've got music on, or I've got something on.
yeah.
Actually, in this house, they like to read, and
Right.
I like to read too, but being dyslexic, sometimes it doesn't really compute.
Yeah.
But it's the silence. It's quite intense sometimes
Mm.
reading, and I'm like, trying to think, right, what do I do? And it's like, okay, get a book.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to read too.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to be still. It's kind of like just maybe coming into just a little bit more connection with, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why am I not able to just let that be?
Yeah. Well, I was feeling at the moment, I actually don't feel inspired to read at all, because I feel like I have so much. Sometimes you're in a place where you kind of want to ingest a lot of information, but sometimes you're in a space of more just wanting to kind of produce, or even just like, for me, it's at the moment, it's definitely exercise, because that's just it's nothing to do with the head, it's all just physical stuff. And it's very clearing for my mind. And it's like, I think there'll be a time when you kind of feel like when you're ready, don't you, to kind of
absolutely,
that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Like,
and at the
like with your breathing meditation thing that you're doing in the morning, I guess that's similar. It's a physical experience, and it's not.
And also, from it's got to be, so the Sunday 2 weeks ago on Sunday, I just kind of got really, and I felt like, I needed to do something. So I started running again, and I'm part of a group called Advent Running. And at Christmas, you run every day for your mental health, basically. And I couldn't do it at Christmas because I fell over on day 2. And so I was really, thought, right, do you know what? I'm just going to do it again, but I'm going to do it for myself. And I just called it my sanity run. You know what I mean? Like I say, I've inadvertently kind of started this hashtag sanity running, because everybody's kind of really connected with the idea. But I did find that those days I needed that focus again, to get out, get my body moving and all that sort of stuff. But what I've noticed over the last few days is that I'm a little bit calmer, and I'm okay with just a walk. Just getting out and just kind of doing that, and not putting too much pressure on myself to continue that run, and just keep trying to
keep tuning into what feels right, really.
That's it. And and finding that connection with different people has been quite amazing. Like I say, the sanity running in that group is now
nice,
and people, and loads of people doing it. And what you do is you put a picture of where you are. Like some places are just utterly beautiful at the moment. It's really nice. It's a nice connection.
Definitely.
That's been definitely the thing for me, is making sure that, well, I think for everyone, to have some sort of tangible connection with people.
So what's, if just going back to your massage therapy business, you obviously work very holistically with your clients, so what kind of other things do you recommend for your clients as part of the whole experience?
So my clients always get homework. So there's always, the biggest thing for me is to empower people to become their own advocate for their health, if you know what I mean. Like, you can come to me once a month, you can come to me once a week if you want, but if you're not doing other things in between, you're not really going to progress very quickly. Do you know what I mean? So my ideal is that every one of my clients comes to my clinic once a month, purely just to
maintain
and reconnect with themselves,
and just have a really nice, pleasurable experience as well.
Absolutely, which is what it's supposed to be. So I do give I give a lot of stretching. I try and encourage them to, you know, use other services, Pilates, yoga,
Mm.
go on retreats, do you know, go on walks, connect with nature, do you know, send them to mindfulness coaches.
Yeah.
Anything and everything that I can try and help with, I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
So because it's like you say, it is about the whole picture.
Yeah.
You can come every month and still have the same pain in your chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're not dealing with whatever else is going on in your mind, in your body, and not really connecting with it, pain is always going to be there. You know what I mean? We manifest so much through our mind that is like physical pain, that actually, you know, after an injury you could be completely healed but still feel that pain.
So like a trauma kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and it doesn't necessarily need to be a physical trauma, it can be something else. Do you know what I mean? So it's totally, you know, what are you putting in your body, what are you eating, what's, you know, how much.
So do you think that kind of the massage helps to relieve, like if you had an injury, like it's relieving the physical trauma but potentially also kind of the emotional thing around it? Because I have a few clients that come to me and they have had injuries in the past and not really taken the time to deal with it, and then they still have worries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now?
You know, it manifests as something else, and sometimes we're not really sure what has actually caused
Yeah.
we're having. Do you know what I mean? You get a lot of people which go, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean?
But then I think then when you kind of discover what it is, people are like, oh yeah, I always knew it was that. Like unconsciously, I knew it was that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like stuff is there.
It's just your layers, isn't it? And just, you know, the things will heal as and when they're supposed to, if you're not, you know, the minute you accept it, the minute you accept that you need that kind of.
Yeah. So people coming to you, they're like getting this kind of deeper understanding from you about what's going on with their bodies, and you're treating them more on an individual basis, because I get that from you, like when I've had massage. So like whenever I go to somebody else for a massage, I'm like, I really want them to like treat me as an individual, and I want them to like really know instinctively what I need. And I don't often get that. But that's just, I've had standards now from you. So, so that's what we're all kind of, a lot of us are really needing, is to feel special, and like that person's, I find when I work with people one-to-one, is a lot of people just want that. They need someone to focus on them for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing is always that it's not a quick fix.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you are sitting within, you know, your emotional or physical being. For me, it's always it's never kind of one treatment can help. Yes, it can, but actually it's about committing that to yourself for a little while. So I have a package of 6 that I try and encourage my clients, and most of them do take on the package of 6, because once you've done that, you've kind of committed yourself to doing it. You know what I mean? So the package of 6 works in that there are 6 treatments, and you come every week for 3 weeks, and then we try and move it to 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, onto a 3 to 4 week cycle. It all depends on how much pain you're in at that point, how long that 3 weeks lasts, because it might be you need a few more extra straight weeks. But I find the shift comes after the 3rd treatment. 3rd treatment, usually there's a deeper sense of why you're there. You know what I mean? Like something else shifts. There's always you know, someone will come with a pain, say in the shoulder, in their neck, and what they find is the benefits completely outweigh what they first came for. And eventually kind of like you kind of come into
a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, that's exactly and you know, and for me it's about getting you into a pattern that means you're spending the least amount of money as possible as you're going along. So maintaining yourself is where you save your money. You know what I mean? So if you kind of continue, you know, or you have an injury, you let it sit, and then it becomes chronic, you're coming to longer. And same with anything, you know from your clients as well, people that you know need to come every week to kind of get that, you know, sorted, because you'll be dealing with injury and stuff.
But at the same time, though, like I was saying just now, is that for some people, they give so much to other people in their lives that maybe even if they are improving, it's just about having an hour on themselves a week.
Exactly.
So I think some people, yeah, exactly, and that like consistent hour a week is like, okay, cool, I can reset and I can keep going with the rest of my life. Because I know for me, like seeing somebody once a week is, I need that a lot of the time, so just to reset. So I think okay, so I'm going to put the links to your website, so if people want to get in touch to ask you about massage, and then also your meditation group, which is on Facebook, isn't it?
It is on Facebook. There should be hopefully a workable link on my website. I'm kind of working on that at the moment to try and make it a little bit more reflective of what I'm doing at the moment. So just in case it kind of looks a bit like, oh, she's open at the plane tree.
Probably not.
But yes, it's a work in progress, and that's all I'm seeing. That's what I'm looking at the moment. That is, everything's going to come in its time that's supposed to come.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing with us kind of this deeper side to massage, and I'm definitely into it, but just helping us to understand, it's so much more beneficial to us than perhaps we think. And
well, thank you for asking me. It's really kind of you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Maybe we'll do another one. We can do a part 2 and keep talking.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you soon, darling.
Bye.